Hey, welcome back to Danford Golf Instruction. Today we're going to talk about 3-wood and how to hit the 3-wood off the ground. I know a lot of us, we really rely on that 3-wood off the ground and we really struggle with it. So today I'm going to give you some simple ideas, some simple checks that you can do to help you hit that 3-wood better. Also, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe, give us a like, give us a comment down below. We got some really cool new reviews coming out this year. We're going to do some the plane mate from Tour Striker. We're going to do blast motion golf and some other really kind of, if you're a tech person, some really cool technical devices that are meant for golf that can really help your game, help you drop strokes. So make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on some of those upcoming reviews this year. And let's go ahead and get going and help you hit that 3-wood better off the ground. Everybody wants to hit the 3-wood better off the ground, but of course it is a battle. Some of us do it really well, some of us really struggle with it. So the first thing that you need to check is where your ball placement goes. So a lot of the mistakes that we initially see with people who struggle hitting the 3-wood off the ground is they put their ball position where they would normally put their driver. So they're going to put the ball position a little bit too far forward. They're going to put it where it feels like it's more off the front of the lead foot. That is made for the driver because it's teed up, so it basically helps us hit it on the as it ascends rather than it descends. All right, so that's why we thin it a lot of the times with the 3-wood. Okay, so the first change that you need to make is you need to play that more towards the middle of your stance, maybe just a little bit forward, okay? Because we need to catch that ball with our 3-wood as we hit down at it a little bit more rather than if we're actually hitting up at it like a driver. Something that is basically a side note is that it takes swing speed in order to hit a 3-wood basically as far as you want to hit it. So if you're somebody who really struggles with swing speed helps create lift, and lift helps create distance. So if you are a slow swinger, if you are trying to hit a 3-wood, you're going to struggle quite a bit getting it up in the air because you just don't have enough speed to get it up in the air. So you're going to be better off grabbing maybe like a 5-wood, or you can hear like 7-wood, stuff like that, just because there's more loft, so it's going to be easier to hit up in the air. And so if you're somebody who swings slow, just kind of make that mental check. If you don't have enough swing speed, you're not going to be able to hit that 3-wood as high or as far as you would be able to hit a 5-wood or even a 7-wood. Okay? So we know where the ball should now be placed, all right? And we know that we need to select the correct club based upon our swing speed. Okay. Now what you also need to control is basically what type of path you have into the golf ball. So the guys who hit the 3-wood the best are somebody who's going to be towards a little bit shallow or possibly just a little bit steep. All right. Somebody who hits a little draw or maybe just a little cut. Okay. If you're somebody who hits a big slice or a big hook, it's going to be harder for you to hit that 3-wood off the ground because basically your angle of attack or the bottom of your swing is going to be a little bit more erratic than somebody whose path is a lot closer. Okay, so that's one thing that you need to kind of pay attention to, is your path will make a big difference. If you're somebody who hits a big slice, you tend to come down on a little bit steep already, and so you tend to take that 13 degrees 3-wood, you tend to de-loft into a 7, maybe even a 6, maybe less, something like that. And the less loft you have on it, the easier it is to spray the ball right and left. Okay. So we don't want you to de-loft that 3-wood. We want that 3-wood to come into contact at that 13 degrees or whatever your 3-wood is created for. Okay. The next thing, as far as path goes, something that you can really concentrate on to help you hit that 3-wood is when you get to the top, you want to feel like that club falls on that back forearm. From there, all you have to do is release it into it. Okay. If you are really struggling with the bottom of your swing, all right, you got to concentrate on what your lead shoulder is doing as well. So if the guys who launch the driver high into the air, they tend to have the lead shoulder higher, but the ball is also on the tee, all right? So that's really the swing created for a driver. For an iron, it's going to almost feel like your lead shoulder returns to where it started. It's not going to go up. And if you're somebody who slices the ball or takes big divots, you might tend to come over the top and get that lead shoulder down, which is going to be really hard for you to hit a 3-wood. You're going to kind of spray it all over the place, okay? So really work on controlling that lead shoulder. You might start with smaller swings, maybe find yourself a mirror at home, tape yourself, and just really work on that lead shoulder coming into it nice and square rather than up, okay? up or down. So control what that lead shoulder is doing. Finally, what should a divot really look like when it comes to a 3-wood? You really shouldn't have one. Okay, so it's not going to be like an iron where you make a divot or a wedge or anything like that. It's going to be more of a sweeping motion. So if you controlled what that lead shoulder did, you should basically, you'll take a very thin divot off of the ground, okay? You shouldn't see any dirt really fly up in the air. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit one for you so you can kind of see what the divot will look like. Okay, so basically all I did was brush the ground, so I controlled the levelness of my swing, which is really, I think, one of the biggest keys besides the path into it. Okay, so I hope this video really helps you. Stay tuned because we're going to do some awesome reviews coming up on some those products I talked about earlier, Blast Motion and the Plane Mate. And then we'll have some other really good videos coming up. If you have any videos that you would like to kind of see to help you with your game, let us know. Make sure you subscribe so you can see all our future videos. And thanks for watching.